Hello, Willie.
Yeah.
Hi, Little John.
I got 3 pairs of sunglasses.
Hi, Backwoods.
Happy Monday.
Shana.
Happy Monday,
Shana.
everybody. Shananana. What is the word? How
Shana.
are you? Backwoods, what up, brother?
Yeah.
Sir, Jess, Jam, Big Wooly. What the
Willie
word be?
Sajam.
How's everybody doing? Surviving this Monday? Boy, it ain't easy.
Coy. Walt E.
What up, y'all?
Walt E, how's your daughter doing?
What's happening?
Crazy mechanic. I said mechanic. Oh, my God.
That's his name.
It is mechanic.
Panic.
Take your time, baby.
Yeah.
Crazy
Sorry.
Mechanic. Hey, Crazy Mechanic. Said, what's up with that shirt? What size? What size he can get his hands on?
What shirt?
The Canic shirt.
Oh.
Boy, she be slow on a Monday, isn't that something?
I'm telling you, it's been a long
Philly
day.
slow. What up, brother?
Philly Slow.
What's popping? What's the word be?
She just
I
got
give him my shirt if he wears a large.
STD, what it is? What it
STD.
is. You don't want her shirt after.
Howard J. Ray Official.
She be out there.
Ray
Yeah.
Ray Official, are you feeling a little bit better?
Ray, what happened? Ray,
Rich.
Ray's been
that
sick.
chlamydia cleared up, Ray?
Ray's been sick.
Like old man sick or like he caught a cold sick?
No, like he caught what I caught.
All right. So I can fuck with him off of that. You know, I don't want to be like, oh, he got like something about to be taken out or something. I don't want to
me
fuck
and him
with him.
was sick together.
But if you just around, that stuff. What do they call that? The plague. You got the plague. Congratulations for getting over that shit. That motherfucker come back, boy. Ooh.
Ooh, shut up, because
That shit-
I almost
that shit got
died
seat.
today.
It got a season now.
Hey, Mentos.
Mentos.
Guys,
What up, Mentos? Too rich was popping.
I went jogging this morning. I did my
Hey.
little two. Hold on.
Hey, Shanna, I'll be trying. Cartwright, what up, bro, King? Howard J was popping. Nola, gun guy in the
Nola.
building. Sorry, babe. You starting to sell,
You?
stories and people still piling in. I just want to make sure I say what's up. But go ahead.
Wow.
Tap in.
What's up?
And then after Billy and Alex get out of school and work, Alex had to go to practice. So I was like, oh, Billy got home early. We're gonna go ahead and get these 2 laps going in, right?
I tried to avoid it, yeah.
He did, and I was like, nah, get dressed. Again, it's 96 degrees. We can't ask our child to do something if we're not willing to do it. I almost died.
No, please.
Hey, listen. All right, so here's the thing,
I
man.
almost died.
I hate running.
He does.
I was never into running.
He was.
And I haven't ran anything more than necessary since like 9th grade.
Mm-mm.
So I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna go ahead. All right, so it's not 2 laps around the track, it's 2 laps around the entire property of the track.
Oh,
So
God.
it's a mile and a half, right?
Yeah. It's,
No.
2
Listen.
laps ain't a mile and a half?
yeah, 2 laps, a mile and a half.
So it's
Yeah.
a mile and a half. So I'm like, I'm gonna probably get like a quarter mile and then just start just walking. Man, I was chilling. Boom, 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 boom. I turn around.
I was.
Say, Erica, let's go. Playing games.
He was.
Let's move it.
He was.
Javon's, what up, brother?
Nola gun guy. It was that this weekend.
What happened?
No, he said today their area was 109. We wasn't 109.
Yeah, I think we have
was-
103 like the highest.
Yeah, we was 103
Either way.
Saturday.
96
hey,
today.
Rita.
96.
Rita.
See it's sunshine.
Sunshine, what up, young girl? But yeah, man, we got our little
Rita.
jog in. Alex did 3 miles.
Yes.
We both did a mile and a half.
Mhm.
No, we did more than that.
Oh yeah, because he made me do the third one.
Yeah, I made it go
He
around
made
again.
me do a third one after we sat in the car,
So
drunk our water, let the AC hit us.
I was fidgeting. I was like, let's go again. Let's go again. So we got 2 miles and a quarter.
Yes.
2 miles and a quarter. Cheers. That's the most I've ran since high school.
Ramsey
And-
J.
Yo, you gotta see my shit, Ramsey. I am 2 different people right now. I am
Yes.
dark skinned and light skinned all in one damn day.
Him and Alex, because Alex usually clear but my baby is like a bronze now. He's like a bronze color.
Big Red's what it is, big
You don't have
fella.
to show nobody.
No, this is just my arm.
Oh,
I'm not stripping down. So
Good.
this is
like a bronze.
bronze. And
Why
if
y'all
you
put a
go
G
up,
in the bronze? It's bronze, not bronze.
be from the Bronx.
Billy, you know I
And then
Either
up
way.
here is just white.
Yeah.
Hey
Yeah.
fam.
We need
Fam,
some
fam,
proper
fam, fam, fam.
Yeah.
some
I don't
proper,
speak proper English.
tanning. No, yeah,
Oh.
you good.
She
Fam,
don't.
what's popping, young fella?
You can't.
So
you go back.
So
to our
yeah,
previous
either way,
lives.
that was a cool little something for today, and I might take running into my little workout regimen. I weighed in today. It's Monday. Hey, shout out to everybody who's on this journey with us. I'm gonna try to talk about it as much as I can. And Monday is weigh-in day.
Yes, it is.
I thought I was gonna see Saturday and Sunday. I don't want to call them cheat days, but we're at home less. So like
Yeah,
grabbing
cheat
something on the
days.
go might be a little different. Might have some bread in it or something. I don't know, shit that I shouldn't have or whatever. So I'm like, yo, I'm gonna be like 2 something, you know. Mind you, when I started, I was at 226 or 216
When this month?
when I had the doctor's appointment. So I think I was at like 216 or something.
Right.
And I was like, yo, 20 pounds, I got to get rid of it. So I'm still 195,
Yeah, you're 195.
somewhere around there, like 195 or so. So I'm cool. But now I'm starting to think like maybe I can make it to like 185 or 180, something like that. But we'll see. We on this journey together, y'all.
I only
Joseph
lost 4
Harris.
ounces from last week.
Yeah,
I'm
you know
I'm
what?
not excited about that.
I don't know if
lost
it's a
4
man
pounds.
or women
There
difference
is a
in
big difference between men and women. losing
Yeah,
weight.
women fluctuate so much more, and
Yeah.
not only from it fluctuating so much more. I would assume it's more playing on your psyche, like losing your confidence or whatever, because you feel like you're working hard, but it ain't moving like you wanted to. So
Because
shit.
I think I do more of a. You do more lifting, and I do more exercise. So
Yeah,
Some
yeah,
more
yeah.
calisthenics.
Yeah.
And
So I honestly thought I'd be losing like at least 1 or 2 pounds a week, and that's not me. That's not being realistic.
Either way, doing good on the health kick.
Yeah.
Aside from that, we had a good weekend. We finally were able to hit the range. I know we ain't do no video in a while because we ain't hit
Hey
the range in a while.
Joseph,
Look, he don't want us to talk about it.
no, I can say this. He won, and I lost. I
Wait,
lost
not everybody gonna know what you're talking about.
they gotta watch the video.
Young Gunner.
It's been
Yeah,
over
last
3
live.
weeks.
No. It was last week. Last Monday, I think it was, or at least it was
Since I shot.
possibly, or maybe RGG channel. I can't remember, but Young Gunner said like on some real
It
stuff
was Zach's.
was calling me out. And I said, yo, all right, I'm gonna let you slide every now and again, but I got to show, he got fans out here. So they was all, co-signing. Okay. And I had to dive on a couple rounds just so I could make it interesting. It is what it is. Rodney Brady, what up? But I had to put that ass
Hey,
whooping.
you didn't have to put that.
What
That's my
happened?
baby. Young Buck got smoked.
Get him, Zach.
Wait. I want a rematch.
I'll give you one in front of these people. I'll give you one next weekend.
Next
if
weekend.
you want
I
it
think I want
now.
in on this. Can we put money on it? I think that I will be able
I'll
to
put
walk
money
away
We
on
could
with
put
it.
some responsibilities on it. I ain't putting no money on it because
Wait.
I already paid for too much already. So,
True.
but I'll let this boom. I'll let you pick the gun.
Ronnie Brady,
That I should-
did you get my
Deal.
message on Instagram? Is that you in the supermarket?
That's wrong. We see Rodney Brady's a version of Rodney Brady everywhere we go.
Mental
Everywhere
says
we go.
sometimes the old dog gotta juice the young pup.
That's how it is, man.
You know how many times I beat him? And this is the
I don't, but it's
No.
cool. Leave it
No,
where it's
no,
at.
no.
Leave where it's at. Leave where it's
Calm
at.
down.
Leave
Calm
where it's at.
down. Don't try
It's
to
cool.
talk that after you
It's cool.
lost.
Hopefully,
No, I'm glad that I lost. to be
hopefully
honest.
everybody had an amazing weekend
Yes.
and survived through this rough Monday. It ain't easy. Hey man, prayer hands go out to everybody that's looking at some crazy weather. y'all know we gonna be probably in the mix of it within the next day and a half or so. And Florida, a lot of parts of Florida are gonna get that. I think it's Category 3 by the time it makes landfall.
Yes,
So
you guys, please, please, please be prepared for it. Please
Yeah.
make sure you have all your preps in play. Make sure you guys pay attention to the news, your radios, pay attention to your alerts. If you have not put alerts on your phone, please do so right away.
and charge everything up. You know,
Please.
charge it up and use it less.
And if you're in the Florida area, please have a kayak, a blow up boat, something, because y'all always getting flooded. Please don't be one of those to be needing rescue.
And so
They can't come and get you till it passes.
just just play it by ear, do the right thing, man, and get out if you got to get out. For us, I think we'll be okay.
I don't think we will be.
Real deal. What's up, young fella?
I think we're gonna get hit with it. We're not gonna be Category 3, but we're at least 1. I believe we're gonna get hit with just 1.
We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I got plenty of toilet paper. Plenty. Got some for everybody. But yeah, on that level, man. Also, prayer hands go out to the young folks and families that were involved in that shooting at the Dollar General in Jacksonville. Shitty situation. I know there's something else that popped up in Chapel Hill. You know, I don't know what we can do about it. I don't know if there's ever going to be anything that outweighs evil movements and all that, aside from love and kindness. You know what I'm saying? So otherwise, man, shit is always going to be. It's going to happen. But I guess that's a good segue. It's I guess it's about that time to start talking about the topic. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
a
wait.
good segue.
Ramsey, we always have water. Always
Yeah.
have water. We have filtered water. We have good water and bad water.
Stupid water.
Yeah.
We got water.
Like, my bathroom's full of water. My kitchen, I got things like,
We got a lot.
yeah,
We got a lot.
a lot of water.
So yeah, we good on that. We'll be able to flush the toilet. The
And I
toilet.
got a generator.
Oh yeah. Shout out to Lead Farmer.
Shout out to Lynn.
Any questions, man?
Dad.
Any questions, or if you're teeter-tottering on buying a generator and you're not sure what kind you need to pull through what you're going, what you hopefully never have to go through, but it is what it is. Tune into Lead Farmer's channel because he highlights generators and different systems a lot.
Yep.
So you'll learn a lot. You know what I'm saying? So go over there and check him out and
He actually has a giveaway going on.
On a generator?
On a generator.
for EcoFlow.
Yep. You have to comment on the video. You gotta watch the video, comment on it, and I guess like the post.
Something like that.
Something
Y'all
like
check him
that.
out though. Rip
But
Curl,
please,
what up,
please
brother?
check it out.
So all right, that I guess what I said kind of plays off of what we're talking about today, and generally is all two-way, good two-way. Now I know we've had conversations recently about kind of what's good in our own preference. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
What do we prefer? Sometimes there's shit that we might not like. It might not highlight the best of two-way, but somebody else loves it, and it's a reason or a gateway for somebody to become part of two-way. We might be a little bland or boring or even too risky or not highlighting skill enough or training enough. There's all different aspects of the two-way element, but I want to get into something deeper. We train as a family, we shoot as a family. That's not common. People do it. As far as content creators, it's not really common. So as far as you seeing it, it's like hit or miss. You'd be surprised at how many or the lack thereof channels that highlight families, doing what they do. Patrick, what up? What up,
What's
young
going
fella?
on, Patrick?
So that being said, there's a lot of shit in two-way that might not be what we prefer or what I want my son to be exposed to or see or something like that, but it might be just fine for somebody else. So, are we fair when it comes to two-way? Now, I got some very important things to talk about that I don't want to lead you guys to a dead end on the conversation. But what I want to do is drop the link because y'all know how it goes in here. This is an open format, open platform for everybody to share their experience, their opinions, their knowledge, and to sit here and learn just like us because we don't know it all.
Understand we be mindful of people's opinions. No arguing. None of that today.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
not
we're not
today.
gonna argue. We ain't gonna argue. Armel don't usually
Hey,
come on until
CDL.
later.
Right.
You know, CDL, what's popping?
You gotta watch for Armel and Real Deal.
So that's a good
that's
one.
a good
Rip curl.
one. I was thinking of backwards also. Appearance is a big factor in two-way.
It is a big factor. I'm gonna go back to that one.
Okay.
We can't afford to be divided. So that's a understandable feeling. It is, but on the same accord, appearance is a big factor. It's just damn true. It's true because we're still human, even though we all feel like we should stand up together for two-way. We should stand up together for the First Amendment too, but we all have different opinions on shit. It affects us differently. So at the same accord, two-way, I feel like there's no big majority because now it's broken down into so many opinions on what two-way is, what we get out of it, and what part of it we should support. So
let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
What does two-way mean to you, though?
Well, here's the fun part. I'm not sure. As much as I love firearms, as much as I love training, competition, competing, I'm not sure if I know what two-way really means to me. If that makes sense.
It does.
And that's a true, honest answer. I know why I got into gun ownership, but I'm still not sure what two-way means to me. Now, after some of us leave today, we might question what two-way means to us. So I was thinking about something. Now, before or during the early years of the Second Amendment in existence, there weren't so many regulations on things. I'm gonna sound fucked up when I say this, but I was thinking about the job or the piracy side of being a poacher. Now, being a poacher, you could be hunting elephants for their tusk, or you could be hunting rhinos for the same. Why should we not support those people? We can support sport hunters that shoot pigs because there's too many of them, because they're a nuisance, and I don't know. And that's cool two-way. But being a poacher is not cool two-way. But it's the same fucking thing.
Is it though?
You tell me.
Because I don't think it's the same thing. Because I think with a poacher, you only take in certain parts of the animal.
Sport, you don't take any of the animals.
But sometimes they donate those animals after they kill them.
Sometimes people are just out there having fun, shooting, getting better at their craft. Sometimes.
I understand. Hey,
Backwards, what up, baby?
What's up, man? How y'all doing?
We're doing well. How are you?
Good. I've been busy as hell the last 3 or 4 weeks. Girl going to college and doing moving stuff and all kinds of stuff going on.
Always fancy. How's your pockets?
Man. Man, I doubled my income this year with my business, and I've got less money right now than I had last year. I'm telling you.
That's how it is.
And we ain't done nothing different, man. It's like, man,
what is going on?
The government is kicking me down, boy.
So here's what I was getting at with that question. If you heard the entirety of it, right?
Yep.
So you take this two-way idea, and all of a sudden people drop rules on it. Not always was it that you had to get a certain amount of tickets or tags for a certain animal, and you can only have this much. You can only kill them if this size or within this season because somebody else says so.
Right.
Hey, I don't want you to kill these in January. You can only kill them between February. If you do it a day early, you're a bad 2A. You're a bad example of 2A.
Right.
So my thought is, being a 2A advocate, do we always have to fall in the perimeter of what the law states, or if anybody that's outside of or challenges these laws, are they, bad representations of 2A, or is 2A all just a bunch of soldiers that are going to do what we're told and said because what's legal or what's illegal?
Well, I seen a comment in a on an article the other day about 2A stuff, and someone said in there, you guys need to get over that 2A stuff. We have we have National Guard now, and that's the well-regulated militia. And I'm like, yeah, no, that's completely not it. That's you're completely wrong. The being well-regulated back then was not meant that you were ruled by a whole bunch of laws and all this, because in fact the Second Amendment says shall not be infringed. So that's a contradiction. You know what I'm saying? If you say, you know what I'm saying, if you try to say that well-regulated meant there was a whole bunch of rules, what that meant is that you were training, that you were proficient with your firearms.
Mm-hmm.
And the right
now,
of the
let me ask you this.
Okay, go ahead.
That leads me into another little question. When you're born as an American citizen,
Mhm.
and those things are adopted directly to you, do you feel like we all should be trained to that, whatever the regulated militia would accept, or do we
Yes, it's our
God-given right?
yes, it's our duty. I mean, what you're doing with your son and with your wife, that's your duty as a man. Is that everybody is proficient with the firearms in their home and that they know how to use them properly. There's no accidental discharges because we train, we learn. You know what I'm saying? We do these things, and if you look, the same folks that are trying to take away your rights on other issues are the same ones screaming about taking your Second Amendment away, because the Second Amendment is about the teeth of the rest of the Constitution.
Amen.
It's like having a tiger with no teeth and no claws. If you take away the Second Amendment, you see what I'm saying? There's the rest of the Constitution is useless. What up, Real Deal?
What's up? Preach it, brother. Preach it.
Well,
What up, young fella?
by the way, just in case y'all see that, that's Second Amendment, baby. Deuce Alpha, motherfucker. Second Amendment. That's what that means.
So I just want to throw this out there. The Second Amendment states that I have the right to own a gun. I have the right to protect myself. Does it mean that I need to take safety classes? Does it mean I need to go out every day and shoot my gun? Does it mean I know how to clean my gun? It doesn't mean I need to go out and buy stuff for my gun. It doesn't mean nothing. All it means is I have the right to protect myself and own a firearm. Everything else is a bunch of noise.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but wouldn't you agree though that if you're a father, for instance, or you're just a husband, even, even maybe if you're just the youngin' in the house that is old enough to do the things necessary, shouldn't it be? And I'll tell you honestly, when you talk about the 2A, what you really need to do, what people need to do is go read the papers, the Federalist and the Anti-Federalist, and go and read what the writers of this Constitution wrote about the Second Amendment, because there's a lot of stuff on there about the Second Amendment. Skilly, my brother, what's up?
What's going on?
Chilling.
Hey, Skilly.
You see what I'm saying?
My Arkansas brother was on a
What's
panel.
What's happening, Skilly?
Not much. My Arkansas brother. What's going on?
Shit, man, just chilling.
I totally agree. Now, you should know how to clean your gun. You should know how to shoot your gun. You should know how to protect yourself. Your wife should know how to shoot their gun. Your children should know gun safety. All that everybody should own. But what people like to do is take 2A at its core and add a bunch of crap to it.
Yeah.
That was my point. That was.
I mean, let's just be honest. The Second Amendment was not about hunting. It never was. It's never meant about hunting. It's always been about a tyrannical government.
No,
or
everybody ate. That's how they ate. They went out and killed stuff and ate it.
Yeah, that was a natural thing already. So that's the one thing that they they try to convince you of, but it's like no, that's not true.
So let me ask you this now. Not every purchase in within the 2A realm, not every purchase is a preferred purchase for everybody, which means I might look at somebody's history past or their style of living or whatever and say, you don't need a damn gun. But every purchase is a win for 2A. Am I right?
No.
It depends on how you look at it. I would say no.
Well,
I disagree.
Now, tell me how. Why?
Because certain people, like you said, don't deserve to have a firearm.
But
Not
if you're
every
born,
purchase
if
is
you're
a win.
born in the United States of America, what stops you? Your style of living, your habits, your presentation, your physical presentation.
That falls back on the appearance.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Now,
Because I'm gonna go somewhere with this. Go ahead.
Skilly's appearance and Backwood's appearance are way different.
Mhm.
Skilly, come on here. That's my little rock brother right there. And
Right.
y'all have a camaraderie that most people would not fucking think for a second.
That's cool. Yeah, and that's why I like to. I like it even better because then it blows people's minds. They're like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah.
You know, and we love each other. What? What about it? What? Anyway, go ahead.
So that's the thought. Now, a lot of us, even within the 2A world, are a little judgmental on what we think is cool for 2A or good for 2A. Now, at the end of the day, every single legal purchase is a good thing. We brag on that number. There was 25 million guns sold last year, type of thing. The bullshit number, but we absorb that. You know what I'm saying? But we don't always want to absorb who became a part of 2A or who strengthened 2A and who added to the numbers.
Yeah, it's really hard, man, because see, I've got a belief where I was wanting. The reason I mentioned the appearance, one of the things that really bothers me the most is, like in my state, it's legal to carry a rifle.
Mm-hmm.
I've had a rifle on the Capitol steps before.
Yep.
It's allowed here, but when you're just walking into Walmart, man, you don't need to have no damn AR-15 or no shotgun strapped around you, because I'm gonna feel some kind of way if I see you. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna be like, shit, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Man, why can't you carry a firearm? You carry a sidearm, man, and a couple of backup mags. That's dude. I appearance. Because
I would disagree with
you got your preference.
Well, hold on. One thing I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
In the Constitution. So I'm gonna go. The Constitution allows for a certain thing to happen to amend the amendments, to amend the Constitution. So, in other words, they can change the Constitution.
They can.
Okay. So now, how do you do that? Well, it's opinion. It right now, the only reason why they ain't done it up there in Congress is because they can't. It takes two-thirds of the states. What is it? 35.
They don't have the votes. They'll never have the votes.
Right. So anyway, so if the public appearance, and they start and then you get these representatives up there and they say, hey, while we're here in Arkansas, man, we got it's open carry, it's constitutional carry, anybody can carry whatever, yada yada. Okay, well then you got a bunch of people walking in scaring the shit out of everybody with an AR-15. The people that don't care if you've got a sidearm on, they'll never say a damn word. But if you got an AR strapped to you, they're going to say something, or that, you know, at least maybe, and it's going to start to change public opinion. That's where the appearance has to be. We have to be sharp with our 2A. We have to be smart. I'm not trying to restrict anybody's rights. I think there's over 20,000 gun laws on the books, and about, I'd say about 19 and a half of them are fucking bullshit. You know, excuse my language. You know what I'm saying? But it, you know, shall not be infringed. What part of that are you not understanding? You know, kind of thing. But that appearance, man, you got to have public perception, because people can vote local, and local laws, you know what I'm saying, can affect how you carry, because then the state starts to fall in line with it. You see what I'm saying? And it can turn bad for us. That's
a while ago, there was a conversation, and we were talking about people that work in gun stores, oftentimes judging the sale that they want to make or not, and turning down a sale because you thought possibly it was a straw purchase, or you didn't like the way the person looked, or something like that. Now this happens, and somebody from the community was brave enough to say, yes, I work in a gun store and I have to do that all the time to protect the integrity of the store and all that. And so a good Philly Slow had put up something, which is the honest truth. It's hard to deny someone's right. And there's no way to tell when they purchase something legally and everything is on the up and up. It is hard as fuck to know anything's ever going to go wrong.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We can all have our feeling about it, but that's why I say, now when you go to a Walmart and the guy has a rifle, you feel uneasy if he's just looking at the dog food in fucking Walmart. Is that bad 2A, or is it bad for you, or is that good 2A and good for 2A? That's the shit. And there's no right answer. Backwards, Skilly, there's no right answer to this. It's all our emotional feeling. You know what I'm saying? Some things we can sit back and analyze on our personal preference, like that's a bad look for 2A, man. Or as you know, go ahead, that's amazing. Because we all see that shit in a different way.
So let me throw this out there, and this is going to go back to what Backward was saying. I personally will not be carrying the AR and going into Walmart to buy me some bologna. I don't do that. Mm-hmm. But if I decide to do, because legally I can, and constitutionally I can't, and it makes somebody feel uncomfortable, well, sorry for you. You can always leave Walmart. You don't have to pay. If you don't like me to carry my AR, then leave Walmart. As long as Walmart tells me I can be in there, my freedom doesn't stop because you feel uncomfortable about something. And I'm not saying you. Right. I'm just saying.
No, I agree with you. I agree with that.
Because once we start going down that road, we're going down the road of society. Whatever society decides we should do, and what makes society feel safe and comfortable is what we're going to be governed by. And pretty soon we're not going to be allowed to do anything because everybody's feelings are going to be hurt. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
So if somebody's uncomfortable, that's on you. If you're uncomfortable, then leave the store. If we're out in public,
I agree with that.
Leaves me with a gun, you don't have to hang out with me. You can leave.
That's crazy, man.
So that's my point of view on all that. Like I said, I'm not carrying my AR to go get bologna for lunch tomorrow. So
I understand what you're saying, Real Deal, but why bring attention to yourself?
Why not?
Because sometimes if you don't use your rights, you lose your rights.
You lose your rights. Yeah, that's what I be on. I know that.
I don't agree. I don't disagree with that at all. You do lose your, there's, you can lose them. There's a lot of people that, that want to take your 2A away from you. And that's why I say, like for me, man, regardless of how we try to look at it, Real Deal, I understand the rights and everything, but the way society works, man, the way it works is you get enough people that is against it, and you're going to have representatives up there that are
We
going to
already
fucking
do.
do it.
So
And they already do. And that's my point, is that why push it further? Why not exercise a little bit of, just, hey, I can still carry my sidearm. I carry my sidearm everywhere I go. It's sitting right here. I took it off because I was sitting down in this chair, but it's right there, man. And I carried it. I had to go down to Public today, which the big city from it's a long ass drive. And I had my sidearm on the whole time, 2 backup mags sitting right here. You know what I'm saying? All day long.
yeah, I agree with you.
Nobody said a word to me. And what I may or may not have in my car was nobody's business. You know what I mean?
But today, you carrying that sidearm is perfectly acceptable. But tomorrow, you carrying a semi-automatic gun isn't. You should be carrying a revolver. You don't need more than 6 rounds. You don't need to carry an extra magazine. Society has decided that you can carry a revolver. You don't need to carry a semi-automatic.
I completely understand. We can argue in circles about this, but
yeah.
We are steadily losing our rights. They're steadily trying to take them anyway. And, you got to make a decision on what you're going to do, and to me, I carry open. I don't carry concealed anymore. I just don't. I'm because of that reason, if you have to get things that are more acceptable, you know what I'm saying? And start to get to where, I'm trying to go down there to the store and buy a package of fucking socks. I don't need some lady freaking out and coming over there and pointing me out and shit. And now the security guards and then the police show up. I was just there trying to get some damn socks. You know what I'm saying?
And I dig that. But you know what? Somebody might want to carry an AR and go and have security point at them and come talk to them, because they're making a point that they're flexing their rights to carry.
So
and their point is just as value as yours. I'm with you. I don't want the hassle either. I don't do it. But somebody else decide, guess what? I don't mind getting the hassle, so let them do it. It's just like, let me just throw this in the mix. So at one time, after the Civil War, the black community could have guns, right?
Yep.
But then the racists wanted to control government, right? And so they started Jim Crow laws to take the guns away from the black people so they could take control of the voting. And look what the chaos that caused. So if you don't use your right, you're gonna lose your right.
What's up, Urban?
It's a slippery slope. I'm with you. Like I said, I don't go down the road and carry an AR. But guess what? If I want to, I'm going to. And some people may look at Billy's video and think, oh my God, he's out there shooting with his kid. Matter of fact,
it's reckless.
He's having a contest. Who can shoot better? And guess what? More people watch it. Guess what? That becomes more of the norm. If more people carry guns, that becomes more of the norm. Mm-hmm. Society accepts it. When we stop doing stuff, then it becomes part of the norm, and society expects certain stuff. And I'm just going to throw this out there. Society is Satan's whore. I mean, it's society should not rule anything.
What I hear you. What you say, Airplane?
I was listening real close, and like my point of view on this is different, because everybody's point of view is going to be different, because everybody's coming from a different demographic. Like my way of looking at this with 2A, and I'm not trying to touch on sensitive subjects and stuff but if I offend anyone, I'm not trying to. But it's kind of like the gay community somewhat. In a lot of ways, we're being pushed to accept a lot of things, and a lot of people don't want to. Now, when you see it out in public, it sometimes can be disturbing to see it. To know about it, everybody knows this is going on and this is happening, and people are like this. It's kind of the same way with guns. Like, comfortability is
Muted.
Drop
Airplane,
for a
you
second.
muted yourself.
Hey, while airplane is muted, I'll tell you a joke. How come lesbians don't cook? Because they always eat out.
I guess you're a helper, but
Airplane, I know you still talking, but you muted
man,
yourself.
he's like dropping the truth on us, and we don't know what he's saying.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
I don't
you
think
should be-
you can hear
Can't
us
you?
from him.
Can you unmute him? Try it.
We
I
tried.
tried, yeah.
Oh, did you?
I'm gonna blow him up so he knows that.
We can't. We
Boy,
can't hear
look,
you,
he's going in right now.
man. We can't hear you, airplane.
He can't hear us. That's probably what happened because last week or something I was on somebody live and they couldn't hear me. So
He
It
probably
cut it off.
has his headphones is not connected either.
Yeah,
Or
he was.
connected to his car.
That's what
Man,
it is.
he's-
And
Yep,
he's
he was-
still going
Yo, he is
in.
going in.
Boy, I know, right?
he's still going.
Y'all all gotta do this with me.
I can't. Well, I got a picture.
He ain't even looking at the camera.
No.
Damn.
He,
Airplane.
I feel fucked up because he kicking some facts.
Yeah, yeah.
I guarantee you. We can't hear you, man. No.
But that's kind of like
we can't hear you.
Can't hear you.
He's like,
I'll
he's
drop the
just-
link again.
And Rice-A-Roni is a San Francisco treat.
Dang it. Man, he was going in. I wanted to hear what he had to say.
He's still muted.
He's still muted?
Yeah.
All right. Let me drop the link from him again.
Damn, I feel really bad too.
Yeah.
Drop it first. Best album. Either way.
I had something.
I'm,
to say.
and I'm gonna use this as an example. At one time,
Hold on, real deal. I'm
here
sorry.
we go.
Airplane. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I couldn't before.
Okay.
Man,
Okay.
we ain't hear you since you got out the car, boy. And you was all saying amen to something, boy. 'Cause we knew the energy was right.
Right?
Yeah, it's just this is a touchy. It's kind of like, man, it's like this with me. I know me as a black man, I've been around a lot of demographic of different type of people. As far as me going to school, growing up, I played college baseball. Everyone knows, not a lot of us in baseball. When I
Very little.
making people uncomfortable that's a touchy thing, man. Like that can go a lot further than it has to when sometimes it's not necessary. If you don't have to make someone uncomfortable, there's no reason to do it. And I get sometimes you want to be a warrior and you want to fight a certain cause. That's good in certain situations, but things like Walmart, like that's a place for everybody. And sometimes certain things, I don't think you should open carry a gun in a place like that. Now that's just my opinion. I don't see nothing wrong with it, but because how I know how it makes my mother feel as a 70-year-old woman, I do feel a certain way about other people doing it. It's like young kids cussing in public. You just shouldn't do it. We ain't gonna say we never did it or it doesn't happen, and it's not appropriate, but kids do that. You know what I'm saying? It happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just, if you ask me, I don't think we should make others uncomfortable. Now, if, like I said, everything is not about you. Like you said, everything is not about people's feelings. Some places you're going to have to deal with people, showing that, having their weapon on them and it being present. But if it's not something that has to be, I would feel, we should try and conceal certain things. Certain things should be concealed. Your whether you are hetero or not, your sexuality, your body in certain situations, as far as how you dress, like certain things are not to just be pushed upon everybody. And I do think in two ways we get a little bit pushy with sometimes with they're pushy with their agenda and we're pushy with ours. They want to.
So,
I agree.
now, within the 2A world, can we all agree that we are very judgmental of ourselves?
I would say, yeah,
Definitely agree on that.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
Even with the stuff that you said just now, I'm one of the guys that maybe you shouldn't be around your moms, Like I open carry like a motherfucker.
Right, and I
It ain't
exactly.
for everybody.
I think
It's not for everybody.
AR or shotgun is two different things. Like,
Well, see-
I wouldn't be
But
scared
Erica,
to see somebody- hold on, real deal. I wouldn't be scared to see somebody with a pistol. Compared to what's going on in the world with the massive shootings and everything, me seeing somebody with an AR or a shotgun, I'm gonna be a little hesitant on what their agenda is. Rather being people are used to seeing, especially in Georgia State, everybody open carries a pistol. Now, if you see
Some
well, I'm not to say everybody, but you know, what
either
I'm
way,
saying.
but
It's more normal there.
Is that
But-
being judgmental,
Yeah.
or is it me saying me taking what's being broadcasted on the news and looking at somebody?
and judging them. What the
It's
fuck?
not
Erica,
Yeah, it's
Erica.
judging them. It is.
Erica,
what should
Erica,
I do?
do we go by what you feel comfortable with, or do we go what the lady from New York feels comfortable with? Where she
No,
doesn't
but
feel
what
comfortable.
I'm comfortable with.
Well-
If I'm not comfortable, then yeah, I can either move on the other side of the store, or I can just leave. But you have to deal with your own comfort level.
I dig
Right.
that, but within that comfort level is the judgment, and that's all I was saying. Within two-way, that's why I said it's all two-way, good two-way, because we judge each other
Yeah.
off the surface very often.
But that's really a yes and no question.
Mhm.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's all 2A, good 2A. Yeah, I mean, yes, 2A, yes, all the way. You know, but at the same time, you know, having certain respect and thing, you know, because
There you go.
I
That's
think
it right there.
I think we can all agree that a lot of respect has been lost in this country, man. At one time, there was a lot of respect given, you know, and a lot of respect has gone away. And you know, I'm gonna be honest, it's my right to carry. But if my man Airplane and I ran into him and he had his mama with him, I would, just because I know she feels some kind of way about it. I would be
Gotcha.
respectful to her,
Yeah.
and I would pull my shirt down over it where she can't see it. You know, I mean I feel like that's the best 2A we can do is
I agree.
got to represent in a way that makes everybody feel comfortable, because it's people who change laws, and it's people right now up in Congress that are trying to take them rights away from us. They are our God-given rights, you know, and so I just feel that way, you know, about it. I would not walk up into my Walmart carrying an AR-15, and yet I can guarantee you I can walk you know, the next house over and there's an AR-15 sitting there. There's another one over here. Everybody around here's got ARs.
Mhm.
You know, I know bunches of people around here's got ARs, but
So-
you never see them.
Let me ask you this. I just highlighted Dire Prep, and he's saying that walking with the AR, there's a way to, you know, do it without catching so much attention. But sometimes 2A needs attention.
I agree with that.
Now,
I look at situations where we go on marches, we get attention when we want to get attention. But when it's a single person, then it's more judgment. You know what I'm saying? But there's 2A marches that happen all the fucking time.
And
You know?
that falls right back on exactly what I was saying a minute ago. Is like when we want the 2A to get the attention it needs, and it needs to be positive attention, because more people will get involved.
Right.
but the media will never give it positive.
Who cares about the media?
But-
I care, man. Does anybody on here or anybody in here believe anything that the media says?
No.
Yeah.
No. No. Hell no.
There's a reason why CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, there's a reason why all them jokers are tanking like crazy, because people are tired of listening to it, man. It's just all a bunch of lies. Nobody knows. Man, we need to keep up this right here, communities and talking and understanding each other's, you know, just like I said, my man Airplane there, now I know his mama ain't cool with that, you know, with me having a big old gun on my side, you know, a pistol, because that's the way she's gonna see it.
And what he just said, that'll go a long way, because there's a lot of dudes like me. Like I said, I would see how I didn't get your name, my guy. I'm sorry.
That's backwards.
Backwoods. like backwoods. I think he froze.
Yeah.
He's frozen now.
So
Yeah.
I think your guys, with all respect, I think you're taking two subjects and you're merging them into one. You have 2A, and then you have respect for other people.
I
Sometimes
mean,
They
They
go
both fall the line in a way though.
They
Well,
go hand in hand.
they
so
can go hand in hand, and they can
they
also
have
not
to go hand in hand.
Yep.
So real deal. I put up this Lala had said that she conceal carries, and she assumes not so nice things about people who open carry. I unnecessarily, I'm not sure when that happens, but people who open carry in general. 99% of the time I open carry, and I'm a nice dude. I'm real like mellow. You know, I'm not a knucklehead, and so that goes back to that judgment thing. When people are familiar with a certain thing and something different or new comes in that
Yeah.
makes them uncomfortable, I would make her uncomfortable by just open carrying a fucking, I don't know, an Arex Delta or a Taurus or something like that. And the same way Erica said, somebody carrying a rifle would make her uncomfortable.
Right.
Which now maybe I'm cool with the rifle thing, but somebody carrying a grenade on their vest might make me uncomfortable. Yo, there's so much level to this shit, and all we doing is judging it, deciding what's good or
what's
not.
not.
So let's get off of 2A. Let's take it to the First Amendment. Let's get off 2A and let's get on the First Amendment because it's about a gun. So let's take it to the First Amendment. There's people that go into public areas with their phone out and record, and people have a conniption fit, and all it is a camera. It makes me feel uncomfortable. I don't feel safe that you're recording me. They're in a public area. They can leave at any time. There's no difference between that and the Second Amendment. The only difference is one's the camera, one's the gun.
Yeah, but folks, and gosh, I hate to even say it like this because I don't like to argue against, but guns, you know, they're designed a little differently than phones are,
But we're talking about the amendment. We're talking about.
I got look. I'm just going to tell you, I got a girl in school in college, man, and I'm nervous every damn day. I think about that shit every day. I ain't lying. I'm like, man, what jackass is up there?
Yeah.
You know, with some gun going to be acting stupid and out there and firing into the air or you know, playing around with it and it discharge, you know, and ricochets and hit my girl, or some dude just freaks out and just starts shooting folks. So I think about this shit all the time, you know, and
Right.
I mean it's you know, I'm not going to be quite as concerned if I'm up there to visit her and some dude's walking down through there recording me because maybe I've got a controversial shirt on or something, you know. I'm gonna be like, what's up, man? You know, how you doing? And I'll talk to him, you know, because I ain't messed up about it, but I know where you're trying to go with it, and it's we're talking about a whole different level of recording someone and carrying a gun, man.
Well, with all due respect, backwards, I respect what you're saying, and I pray that nothing ever happens to your daughter. And
right, yeah, me too.
But at the end of the day, we're talking about the constitutional. So the First Amendment's no more important than the second. The second's no more important than the fourth. So on and so on. So they're all equal. So because one has a gun, does it make it more dangerous? Or well, I guess it could make it more dangerous, but it doesn't make it any more. I don't know how. Well, I'm trying.
Any less important or impactful?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If
Less
it's a
important.
camera, a constitution is a constitution.
I agree 100%.
And what you were saying, I agree with you, but that's your feelings. You know what I'm saying? And I totally agree with you. And I hope nothing ever happens.
It is my feelings, and see, that's the part that we got to understand about the Constitution is it doesn't give you the right to break someone else's, and you know we do have to understand we have to live amongst each other, man. And that's the way it is. We've got enough division as it is without bringing more to the forefront. You know, we need to be showing that we're responsible, because that's a lot of what I hear is
It's not being it's not being responsible. Yeah.
not being responsible. 100. And
Airplane.
Yes, sir.
Hey, you're not gonna be late to work, is you?
I'm thinking about not going. It's nice out here tonight, man. I'm just sitting at the park
No, that
right
feeling.
now.
I knew at work thinking about not going.
I'm not at work. I got a vacation day.
Yeah, I got a couple vacation and PA days. I may have to burn one.
Uh-oh.
Nothing wrong with that.
He said this topic is too good
So-
to be
so-
going.
Yeah, what it is I know we talking, but I ain't want to cut you off if you had to get into work. I want you to say what you had to say. But if you hanging out with us, then we good.
No,
Yeah. I'm in the chat tonight. I'm in the chat.
Oh,
I mean, I'm not in
yeah,
chat, but I'm
hold on.
hanging out
We're
tonight.
not promoting that.
He called out in his heart already.
Hey, Airplane. Colin's sick.
Did you tell us to hold on?
I'm not good.
There we go. I'm back now.
There you go.
I
Nah.
agree with Joseph. I agree with Joseph.
I agree with Joseph too. I think a big thing with it comes down to, if we just really are a little courteous with the way we do things, we can do whatever is legal, and sometimes there's an appropriate way to do things, and there's an inappropriate way. And inappropriate and appropriate doesn't mean right or wrong. It doesn't mean like you have or don't have the right. It's just sometimes there's things that are appropriate and some things that aren't. And
I agree, Airplane.
True that.
I was gonna bring up real quick. I got one for you.
the way I think you carry a gun, or the way Joseph would open carry. I think the conversation y'all had, or the way y'all move around, I don't think most people will be uncomfortable with y'all. But some people don't do things a certain way. And when you're moving a certain way, you're gonna get looked at a certain way. Especially anybody who black knows this, period. Because you get a lot of people assuming and making assumptions of who you are. So you kind of get used to living that life. Now, because of me and who I am and how I look, I don't want any more of that attention. I get enough of it. I don't have to be a vigilante for 2A. I got to do that to protect my family.
Right
So
on.
with me, it's not really my fight isn't just for 2A. Even though I am about 2A and I'm with that, like I'm strong about that, but I'm not front line with that. Like my main reason for carrying and doing what I'm doing is to protect that. Because I'm gonna say this too: if it wasn't legal, I would still have it,
Right on.
and no one would know.
Right on. No, I understand that. I was going to use the example of, the climate change thing, man. And you got people that be protesting it, right? And they got the right to protest, but when they start blocking traffic,
Yeah,
see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now you're not going to get your word across to me about climate
Right.
change. I'm just going to look at you as, look at this piece of shit blocking my free travel
I agree with
in
you.
this country. You would have done better to stand at the corner right there and say, sir, can I
Yeah,
provide
no, I
you
agree.
with a brochure?
You're exactly right.
And-
exactly
and-
right with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
See what I'm saying?
Now let
And
me
so-
throw this in there. So let's, at one time, when you went to restaurants, there was a section for white people and there was a section for black people. And a group of young teenagers said, "We're not going to deal with that no more." And they went and set up at the counter in the white section. I'm sure there were some black people say, "Quit rocking the boat. We have it good right now. Don't push it. Don't do this. Don't do that. You're causing more chaos than what we need." And what came out of that tragedy? The Civil Rights Act and everything else. Sometimes you have to.
You right about that real deal. But once again, everybody is not meant.
Damn it, man.
Boy.
Every time
I know.
it's
about-
fucking good.
He shouldn't have talked about none of the gay people, because
Right.
now they all
Right.
It went out on me again.
Yeah,
it
sure.
did. Oh, it did.
I gotta leave. Let me go find a better spot, man. Damn.
So while you do that, I highlighted Dire Prep again. YouTube is full of videos doing like Second Amendment audits. And oftentimes on these channels, these guys will draw attention to themselves to promote their channel, or to, you know, kind of almost loop themselves into lawsuits and shit like that. They call them Second Amendment audits, but at the end of the day, that shit is a bad look, in my opinion. Here I am going judging. It's a bad look for 2A, in my opinion. You're poking the bear every fucking opportunity you get. And these guys video record their interactions with the police and push the police as a human beings to the point where you start to judge your civil service commitment toward your I'm a man or I'm a woman commitment. And it's a risky thing, but to me, that's not a good look. Just like you said, Dire Prep said, that's not a good look for 2A. But some people love watching that.
Well,
Some people are
I'm with
informed.
you. But you know what? These guys would be better off if they did that, and when they came to the police, they didn't cuss, they showed respect, and they had an intelligent conversation. But these guys are knuckleheads.
well, it's the intelligent conversation is what I like. I'm gonna go with what they were saying earlier about comfortable with the police. Where are they doing that at? Because I ain't never comfortable with no police, man. They're there to try to trick you.
I
And
agree.
try to catch you up. I
agree.
say as little to them as possible and live another day, man. That's because them jokers will kill you, man. I'm telling you.
I'll tell y'all this. My son had band practice 2 weeks ago. Now I've been taking him. What I do with him is we'll get up in the morning, we'll ride. I'll ride him halfway to the school and make him ride his bike to the rest of the way to the school. Then I come pick him up at the same spot that I drop him off at. Well, I think like on Thursday, police came up behind me and asked me. Well, he was like, "Well, been reported that you have been here the last couple of days at the same spot." Then I forgot that my pistol was showing. So he was like, well, we just being there. Some concerned neighbors saying you've been sitting up here, same spot for the last week or two. I said, well, I kind of understand what's going on, so that ain't a problem. I gave my gun license, my ID, and I said, well, I'm just picking up my son from band practice. I can't go to the school and pick him up, so I drop him off here and then he come meet me. So he was a nice guy. 3 cars pull up, 3 cars pull up. Matter of fact, 1, 2, or 3 cars pull up. He asked me for my phone number. I gave it to him, and they went on about their business.
Whoa.
Right. Well, and that's
Say it different.
Say what different?
He asked you for his
I was
phone
doing
number. You
anything
gave it to him.
Give him his
You know, doing anything without that.
Skilly got
Well, he asked me for some information.
I'm just playing, Skilly. My
They
bad.
took you to IHOP. Would you get pancakes or waffles?
Skilly said he was getting out of that ticket one way or another. He wasn't paying no
Right.
money.
Button your shirt back up, Skilly. Damn.
My bad, Skilly.
So
Man.
to
I had to
me,
get
it's all about the perception. Like I said, appearance does make, say, whatever you want to call it. It's an oxymoron regardless to me. Me dealing with the police, I've never had a problem with them. I sometimes open carry. Depends on where I'm at in Michigan, because some of these fools like to snatch guns out of holsters. Because we just had an incident where a dude tried to literally snatch a gun out his pocket while he was in uniform here in Detroit. So, we got some fools here. So certain places I won't open carry because I constantly looking. Airplane know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know exactly. Exactly. These kids is different here.
Oh man, they terrible. They tried, man. I could, and then the other guy who was with him had a gun in his hand.
He had a gun like he was ready to shoot the officer.
Right.
I'm like, if this ain't the wildest. Yeah.
Man.
Well,
So that's where we live here in Michigan. So certain places, Detroit, main city, don't open carry. We didn't have so many people get their guns snatched off their waist. I don't open carry in Detroit. Now outside Detroit, I do it, but inside the city, I'm not.
Yeah, and I would even say that too, like Billy. Like when I was in Thomasville, I can see how it's a different, comfortability where I don't think people feel the way they do in Detroit about that, because there's a different vibe there. Now in Detroit, you're not gonna see too much of anyone except the police open
Yeah.
carrying. Like that is just it's a dangerous thing to do because it actually makes you a
On target.
target.
Yes, it does.
Yep. Well, see, and I
To
and I
tell you the
think
truth, that's really I wanted so bad to do my YouTube channel and show my gun collection, but I keep second guessing myself because you gotta watch who watches you around here. Like it's really different.
well, I think that's really important though is understanding where you're going to be carrying your weapon at, you know,
Mhm.
because
Where you are.
I'll be honest, when I do have to go to the big city, man, especially Little Rock, man, no, I can feel that joker. I ain't showing.
Yeah. See, I didn't know you was in Arkansas.
You know what I'm saying, man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm originally from Arkansas, so I come from both Detroit and Arkansas, so I know both worlds. I know when I go in the city.
Really,
Nope.
that explains a lot, man.
yeah, and so you know, but here in my town, it's nothing to see, you know,
People,
several people open carrying, you know,
Right,
so
with
it's
a-
not
with a
that big
gun
of a
on their
deal
hip.
here. But so I think that understanding, you know, where you're going to be and what the situation is good to you know, that's just my opinion on that, you know. Again, like I said, you know, if I'm gonna run into my man airplane, you know, and I know he's got his mom's with him, man, I'm not gonna be open carrying in front of her, you know what I'm saying, and doing that right there, you know, because man, it's like, dang man, you know, she don't like it. Why push it?
Yeah. Why push it? Absolutely.
Why
Hey,
push it?
I'm gonna answer this
There's nothing to gain.
I'm gonna answer this question real quick. Road King asks, when you open carry, do you think you're the biggest threat to someone that wants to do harm? Well, here's the thing. Yes and no. You could be the first target. You could be
Yeah.
the biggest threat. But I've been open carrying for 6 years, and I would never know because on the adverse side of it, some people that open carry are the first deterrent to keep everybody safe. So
Mhm.
far, I haven't had to experience it because if it would have happened, I'll never know because I was open carry. So, not to make this an open carry, concealed carry conversation, but just to answer that question, I'll never know at first hand. And I open carry a lot, you know. So it's hard to say, but you could be. It's times when I don't, when I can still carry.
So
Not
let's
because of the laws of that where I'm at, but because of the feeling that it gives me. You know what I'm saying?
so
Hey,
let's
what's going on,
flip it.
everyone?
Oh, what's up, Ray?
Hey,
up, Ray?
now I want to reply to what Airplane said about the police, you know, carrying you know, their firearms, you know, in the store and stuff. When I was working with the police department, that was one of the things I hated having to do. If my wife would call me up when I'm getting off work and ask me if, you know, to go to the store, I hated going to the store in uniform with my you know, sidearm on because, like you said, the first person that most of the time that they're going to go looking for is the person with the gun or the police or whatever, and I hated that. You know, so I would sit there, you know, and tell her every time that once I get home, change clothes, then I'll go back out to the store. And even, you know, because I've been concealed carry for years.
I can't hear nothing.
I mean, for a long time, you know. And as far as open carry, I've never been about open carry because one of my biggest fear was always, you know, of that person who may see me and next thing you know, make that call and say, oh yeah, this black guy was carrying a gun and, you know, this is what he looks like and this is what he's driving. And that's an easy way to lose your, you know, your privileges, no matter, you know, what is that, USCCA or whatever that is, you can have all that shit. Once they take it, you got to fight to get that shit back. And there's no telling how long it's going to take to get it. And I don't sit there, you know, and put my money on, you know, all these little, you know, different law forms and all that shit or whatever. You know, fuck that. I just don't want to go through all that, that whole little process. You know, if I can go out there, pay for the money for all this shit or whatever, don't try it. That's how I look at it. I don't want to have to go through that whole court process and all this extra bullshit. Losing. You know?
So
Now,
Billy,
yeah, go ahead.
So I didn't mean to cut you off, but let's kind of switch on this 2A stuff. So like the NRA, the USCC, not USCCA, but what's the other one? What's the other big one?
GOA.
GOA.
Yeah.
These gun groups, are these good for 2A or do they hurt 2A?
I think they're good.
Depends on how you look at it.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
I think
thought that would be maybe a good question.
I think they're good for legislator things because there can be more money into one spot. You know what I'm saying? With
But do
with
they-
a group, with a
do
big
they use
group
that
of people.
money for
So legislation, you know, the legislation type stuff. I think these groups are good. As far as it goes for bad, the only thing that's going to be bad is when, you know, the same mainstream media, you know, keeps talking about, look, they're baby killers, and you know they're supporting the right, you know, for people to carry, and you know, babies are dying over it, you know, and they use that hard feel thing, and so that's why I was saying earlier about we as individuals, each and every one of us needs to be more responsible and a little bit more respectful of the public, so that the other groups that are against the groups like the GOA or the NRA, you know, the other groups don't get more powerful because people would lean towards them more if the individual person is not being responsible. The group, it's harder for these groups to prove their point. You see what I'm saying?
Something off topic. Airplane is telling his wife that the job didn't need him to come in today. But she's wondering
Miss
Erica, Miss Erica says she
why
done.
are you home? And he's like, nah, they said that we could go home. There wasn't much to do.
You see, I had to put the mic on mute.
Sound like Miss Erica done sent this link to your boss, man. Like, look, right up on the panel, man.
you right now. Airplane said, "Baby, they canceled work. There's a hurricane in Florida."
That's how you keep
got to do with your ass.
Go down to Walmart and get some toilet paper.
Look, you keep your wife on the toes, boy. You just show up at any time.
Right. Right.
She said you messed up her whole TV night.
Hey,
Yeah, and I agree with you.
And my son mad too. I'm kicking him out my room.
No, Lagun, I agree with you on that. NRA ain't shit no more, man. They were giving in too much. GOA, people like them are way better if you want to invest or be a part of it.
I would argue that too, but that's maybe we shouldn't even get in that conversation. But you know, some of the gun laws that we have on our books are from the NRA and from these pro-gun groups. We'll accept this because we dodged a bullet over here, and we'll, you know.
Joe, what was that you smoking on?
Who's smoking?
Backwards. Talking about backwards. You want to know? You
Yeah,
smoking
backwards.
Smoking backwards.
Oh, you smoking backwards. What am I? Okay. My bad.
He ain't bullshit.
You ain't playing. You smoking backwoods for real? Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, you close to Little Rock.
Now, for real though, what I'm smoking right now is Swisher Sweets.
What's
Dang,
in
you
it?
a real smoker. Okay.
Real deal. Everybody don't got a little sticky icky in their shit.
Gotta have
Hey, so listen, man. At the end
In
of the day-
Michigan, it's totally legal to have you a little sticky icky, man.
Yes, it is.
Hey, you look a lot younger without the glasses.
Oh, I'm not that old, Billy. I'm a young man still.
I didn't say you was that old, but now I'm starting to think motherfuckers that defend their age might be a little old. Hey, shout out to my grandkids, man. They started their first day of school.
You
Yeah,
got
my
grandkids?
I got 4 grandkids, yeah.
Man, that's congratulations. That's now you. I would have never guessed that. You look way too young to have some grandkids, Billy. I'll give you
thank
that.
you.
Started having kids when you was 12.
Well, I was 13. Get your ass out of here.
Man,
Dang, you
Billy
came
ain't
out there.
man, Billy ain't pulling nobody. We know he old, man. He got that hat on there and he pulls it up like this, so it pulls them old wrinkles off his forehead.
That's as far as my thing goes up. 'Cause if I get an itch on my head, I can't even show the ball spot. I gotta do this.
Right?
Yeah,
I
Slim.
start talking shit.
Just go with the ball head, Billy.
Hey man, listen. I think at the end of it, when we get to the two-way shit, and this is just reality to me. We be wanting to be on the same page, but there's a whole lot of fucking different chapters in two-way.
We'll
what
never
I
be
agree.
united. We'll never
We're
be
judgmental. We don't accept everything. We don't think everything is cool or a good look as much as other people might. And I think that's like for real, just the truth. Now, I would love it if we were all, in the same feeling and the same page and etc. But there's certain shit within 2A that I'm not willing to do as a human. And I'm sure most of y'all the same thing.
I don't think
Man, I want to tell you. I want to tell y'all. I want to tell y'all something that happened in this, and this is on the 2A topic. Okay, so and Lady Smith in here, she was there. We had a meetup, right? And we had a meetup at this campground, right? And a bunch of people showed up. Well, it was in Missouri, and Missouri is open carry, constitutional carry, and you can also carry in the parks there. We were there for like 3 or 4 days, you know what I'm saying, to hang out, just have a good time, eat good food, and enjoy the time.
Mhm.
I was armed the whole time I was there and never showed it one time. I bet Lady Smith probably don't even know I was armed. She probably figures I was, but I bet she didn't know I was armed the whole time. I was never without my pistol on me, but I never showed it to nobody. Even though it was open carry in that park, it's a family park. There were other families there besides myself.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so I don't feel that I was giving in any to my 2A. You know what I'm saying? I was exercising my 2A all the way, and I'm gonna tell you, I had a little something in that truck too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But
And
you were being courteous.
but I was being courteous about it. I walked all over that campground. Past other people's camps and everything else. Had my stuff on my side the whole damn time, but I kept it hid. And that's what I'm saying. I don't feel that I was giving up my 2A. I could have open carried in that park all day, but I didn't. I chose to be respectful to other people and not push the issue because I wasn't there for anything more than to have a good time, man. That's what we were there for.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's very important, man, is there's no reason, you know what I'm saying, to push an issue and turn it into everybody looking at you and pointing your finger and the police is showing up and why you got that gun, what are you doing?
Right.
Why are you carrying that big ass shotgun on you? Why you got that AR hanging off of you? You up in here Walmart trying to get bread? That's all you're here for? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just that way, man. And I know we may not all agree on some of these things because there's some people who are like, I'm not giving an inch on 2A, and I'm not either. I've already said I think most of the over 20,000 gun laws that are on the books in this country are all against us. You know what I'm saying? It's against the Constitution. It's against the 2A.
Mm-hmm.
But what do you do?
Yeah, and that's the tough question, man, because a lot of us are so 2A that we don't realize we bend and break every time we carry, every time we purchase a firearm through a gun store and an FFL. We'd love to be as 2A as can be, but there are so much regulations. Sooner or later, like you said, what can you do? You want to enjoy your life, enjoy this way. Sometimes you are going to conform to the rules and regulations, to the stereotypes, to the judgments. It just is to make it as comfortable for you as an owner. Sometimes it's going to be you that, the guy who has to, like you said, conceal every now and again, or fill out your information when you go to buy that firearm in the store. You know what I'm saying? We got to conform, and it just is what it is. You know, sorry, babe, it was too hot, too tight.
Yeah, we have to understand where we're at. I mean, you know, where you at? You know, I mean, here in the state of Arkansas, it's open carry too. It's constitutional carry. You know, I'm carried anywhere I want to, except for on the school ground. And to be honest, I mean, if I go and pick up my kid at school, like, they're not going to say anything if I've got my gun in my vehicle. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I get out the vehicle and I've got it on my side, then they're going to be feeling some kind of way about it. But you can actually go get what's called an enhanced concealed carry license here, and then you can carry it in the schools.
Yeah.
But you got some hellacious background checks when you do that.
Yeah.
But I ain't done it because I don't want them looking at me that hard. You know what I'm saying?
And see, that's like the way we were talking about I mean to cut you off, Billy, but
no, you're good. You're good.
If y'all heard me when I last said, like when I was talking about the open carrying, the way, like with the way you do it, the way people open carry that do open carry here, it looks disrespect. Like the way you guys are talking about doing it, it seems respectful. You're doing it the right way. The way people doing it here, they got Glocks with they 30 clips hanging out.
Oh
of
my
their
God!
pockets.
Let's talk about
Like that's what I'm talking about.
No,
that's the type of stuff that's gonna scare people. That's not a problem.
Now, we don't know. We usually don't conversate or walk up to the person and say, "Hey, did you get your license or permit? Did you buy that gun legally?" We just stand from the outside and judge what we see, and that's just what it is. Now, here's the fun part. It's fucked up because there are certain trends, you know, like I like to carry with an optic now. It's a trend. It's a trendy thing.
It's a trend. Exactly, Billy.
And
exactly right. And the same way I would judge them guys that, with the Glock hanging out their pocket, like they probably have the right to do it.
Maybe. We'll never really know unless we stop and say something.
Unless you add the conversation.
That's the wild part. Is that good for 2A or bad for 2A?
That's bad.
I don't know. But why the fuck not?
I agree with you, Erica. Why are you doing it? But I'm gonna say this: I once was a young, ignorant dude, and if I was 21 and knew I could have had my carry permit, I would have been one of those young guys with the Glock, with the stick hanging out of it, because I just know that's kind of what I was around.
It's a bad look to us, but it's a cool look for them.
Yeah, to the younger generation and to that demographic of that's cool to them.
Yeah. Now, mind you, I want y'all to look back at 1985. 5 rounds in a revolver. That's all the fuck you had. And we came with our Berettas and Glocks, 12, 14, 17. I got a 22 round flush mount XDM Elite. 22 fucking rounds? That's a lot of rounds from a 5-round revolver 20-something, 30 years ago. We evolved. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have to accept that shit. Like you said, man, it looks crazy. It looks crazy, 30 rounds hanging out of a little ass gun.
It does.
That is crazy.
That don't mean it's wrong,
though. Carry
no,
2 magazines full to the top. Motherfucker with 30 rounds ain't gotta do no swaps. You good to go. Fight. That might be a safer fucking move than what we do.
I agree with you.
I can't. I've got an HK, and you can actually get them 32 round mags for it, and I may or may not have several of them. I'm just saying. but when I go up to the Walmart, you know what I'm saying, with my sidearm on, I'm not hanging one of them 32 round mags out of the end of it. You know what I'm saying? I got my 15 and I've got my 2 backups. You know,
right? And that's what I'm knowing. That's what I said when I mentioned that. Like, it wasn't about just an open carrier. Like I said, there's ways to do things, and here in my city, people do things. They different. Yeah, they stupid. Well, I would consider stupid. You know, because like I said, they may feel a certain way about their confidence having that hanging out their pocket. I feel like like I said, you like a target to me, but to someone else, they may feel like this is what I need to make me feel like I'm comfortable carrying my gun for whatever reason.
Or I'm gonna get home.
They feel like exactly, Billy. And I like I said, I had to quit judging that. Because I look at dudes and I'll be like, man, these young niggas crazy, man. Like, I'm so sick of seeing. But then I had to realize, like, well, you once was one of these. Like, this is what we were talking about with the music a while ago. It's not that you can just, because something is new and different, exile it out. That's not, because, I mean, our generation should know better than that. If any generation should. Everything we did was looked frowned upon. And now we're doing that with this new generation of that's coming along.
Yeah, we were all young and
We
dumb
can't
and
be
wanted to be-
humans. We can't be humans if we don't judge. That's the wild
But see,
part.
That's true. That's
Part of
true.
our
But see, y'all said the whole answer right there. We all know that we all were young and dumb, and so we as we grow up, we start to get more knowledge and understanding of things. And it is our duty to teach the young people, you know, who are young and dumb at this time, because we were young and dumb too. You see what I'm saying? And we don't need to make it that we just make them feel like they're young and dumb. We let them know we were there too.
Give them some knowledge,
and then give them some knowledge.
Really?
And
I was never young and dumb. I was always a princess.
Oh, yeah. She go.
I would kick myself out of the line, but then who's gonna bring me back? Hey, so listen, man, that's a reality that a lot of us have to start to see and understand, that there are going to be different parts of 2A around us all the time. We're from different walks of life, different cities, different environments. And fuck, not for a second do you believe that somebody is always going to be comfortable with what you're doing, even though you're not comfortable with what you saw somebody else doing. There's always going to be somebody to judge you and saying, I don't like the way this guy looks.
Yeah.
It just is.
Yeah.
And it's wild because for the longest time, police officers were, you know, the one you run to. That's why, as you taught as a child, that's the one you go to if you need help. Now in the 2A world, I don't even know if people respect the law, the I don't know, upholding of law as 2A. Now that seemed like a whole different fucking thing, even though that's part of 2A. But second is not the guy that I feel uncomfortable most around. You know what I'm saying? That's fucked up, but it's true. So there's always going to be some judgment to what we're not familiar with or what we don't like. Just like you said, airplane with music, same shit. Stick magazines hanging out the joint. No holster in the belt.
You just stuffing your gun in your pants, no holster.
All that shit is gonna be weird. ARs walking around the streets.
No sights on them.
Yeah, all that weird shit that people are into. Is it all 2A or is it good 2A and bad 2A?
I feel different now, because I feel like the more different views we have of this, the better we are. So I do think it's good for 2A. I think that's kind of more into the situation of like the melting pot type of deal. Like I'm comfortable with a bunch of different people than just one kind of people where everyone's all thinking the same. That more scares me, and I'd rather have everybody with a bunch of different ways of thinking than us coming together and, like you said, having conversations and making it better. Because there's always going to be someone doing it different.
I'm gonna say this. A lot of times, the most trained up, the most tactical, the most safe per se person who has hours and hours and hours at a range behind a firearm, you know, we see them as like, okay, like we kind of look up to them in a sense. When you are in a fucking store, in a mall, in a fucking gas station, whatever, who's the one motherfucker that's looking at every move that you make? That guy that spent all his time fucking training. That's the one you need to be afraid of. Yep. That's one who's most capable. It sounds fucked up, but it's true. It's hella true. The one that we like, yo, you see this motherfucker shoot that fast, blah, 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 on YouTube, or has all this tactical shit and side holsters and fucking vests and all this shit.
Yeah.
That's the motherfucker you gotta keep your eye on because he got his eyes on you.
I'm even say this, like we gotta realize before we knew all that stuff, before we thought that was cool, how weird that used to be a weird motherfucker to me. I didn't like that dude that was all. I still feel a little funny about the super tactical dude. That's a little bit weird to me, man. I'm gonna keep it real.
All ninja.
Like you, some people who are too tacked out and done. I'm a little bit nervous about you.
Yeah, Skilly, you had me like that one time.
That's
Really, you were there.
Yeah, I was there.
I was like, what the
Skilly
fuck
didn't go
is wrong with
nowhere
this
without
guy?
body armor on that weekend.
It must be a Detroit thing. I don't know.
Like I've been in gun stores before, and you know how like you may ask someone a question and they'll go answer it and like probably give you a bigger answer than what you need, and then they start talking. Like some people go talking so in depth about guns, and it's like I don't know that much, man. I just really want to know if this magazine could fit in this AR, and you telling me about all this other specs of this, and the barrel got it. You know, it's cool to know all that, but sometimes that's a little weird to be, you know, a little bit
extra.
Yeah,
That's
a little
the guy
extra
that-
with all the
that can kill you with his pinky, and that's the one I really I'm fucking
Yeah.
nervous to be around. I can deal with the stick magazines.
I haven't seen a stick magazine dude go and do a mass shooting really yet. It's only been a super tactical weird dudes.
And you know, if a person qualifies to carry a gun in their state, then who are you to tell anybody how to carry it?
I agree, real deal. I
They-
agree with
they
you.
already fit in the box, so
That's really what it comes down to. I mean, the law is the law, and you're gonna have some people who are uncomfortable, but I do think it's just best to be courteous.
I do
I
too.
think.
Well, see, all right, let me give Arkansas props again. See, because people generally here are courteous, and as far as it goes for carrying guns and stuff, and our Supreme Court has ruled that you can carry in Arkansas, you can carry a gun on or about your person in any manner. That was their ruling. You can carry a gun on or about your person in any manner. So that means if I want to just have it sticking out of my pocket, if I want to have it strapped up under here, you know, walking around with my arms all
like
poked out because they're big old guns under my arms, and I mean, however, but again, it's that optics. You know, we use the optics of being responsible and respectful to get all the way to the Supreme Court and get the Supreme Court to rule on what was, you know, that we were a constitutional carry state, because there was nothing in our laws that ever said that we couldn't. It just never said that you could.
Right.
And that's how they were playing that crap, you know, back in the day. And now the Supreme Court has ruled that. So, you know, we made strides in the right way. And I think a lot of it has to do, you know, everybody knows Little Rock, man, is dude. It's per capita one of the worst, you know, way up there in the worst cities to be in, man. It's bad, dude. And when I go there, I got two things that I do. I conceal carry and I use a retention holster. I've got a retention holster in there that I use when I leave here. When I carry here, I just got a leather holster, you know, and carry it on my side. It's cool. It's not all bulky and stuff, but I don't know, man.
This is when I think this became popular, and I could be wrong. So, you know, at one point, Texas sucked when it comes to gun laws. Texas used to be one of the worst states when it came to gun laws. And where people started carrying ARs, carrying ARs and going to Walmart and going into the restaurants and stuff was in Texas, because they were trying to change the gun laws. It used to be you couldn't carry a handgun on you, but you can carry a long gun on you. So people were carrying long guns, and then they were carrying black powder pistols on them because they're not technically a gun and stuff. And so they were doing that to change the gun laws. That's where I think that's when it really took off. I could be wrong on that point. I don't know.
Hey, Airplane.
Yes.
You find that truck?
Nah. See what's crazy? My cousin just called me and told me he thinks he thought he saw it though.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was at Skilly House.
That's on
Hey,
8 Mile,
yo,
too, though.
Everybody
It was
thinks
on
Skilly
8
works for the
Mile.
police department. Skilly work at a fucking chop shop.
That's right.
We know now the gig.
That's why he sits in that desk. He's like, he's like, put the rims in the back room, man.
Skilly
Damn,
be over
Skilly.
there spending-
Hold up, Skilly, man. You roll like that, man, and you ain't hook a brother up on some rims, man. What the?
I'm starting to think Backwoods is from Detroit, man, for real.
I grew up in North Little Rock, but I lived in Little Rock for a really long time.
Man,
In the worst part, Southwest Little Rock.
He's smoking Backwoods. He's trying to buy dirty rims.
that is some Detroit shit right there.
Yeah, that sounds like my old neighbor.
Man, you can't go up to the tire shop, man, and buy rims for my truck, man. Them things be like $3,000, man. I can't afford that.
He from the city for real. He dead
I
serious.
can't afford that, man.
There's a spot by
If
me
you don't
with rent rims.
If you don't think I wouldn't sport some dirty rims, bro, shit. Sport the hell out of them. Somebody drive by and be like, man, I think that's my rims. Be like, no, these mine.
I gotta go check Backwoods garage, man. Make sure my truck ain't out there, man.
Yeah,
I had them for a long time.
Hey, I'm talking about something that's really touchy. It's kind of risky. Everybody in the chat, man, I can't see the comments for some reason. They've been frozen for like the last 10 minutes or so. Sorry about that. How many people's in there? I wasn't even sure if that number was right. So either way, man, listen. Recently, that ordeal that happened with the shooting in Jacksonville in the Dollar General.
Yeah.
Now, I don't want to talk about the shooting itself. What I want to talk about was the opportunity for it to be stopped way before the day came. And so the gun was purchased legally, the one that he used during that attack. And the young fella was being seen psychiatric wise. He was on medicine. And I wonder how y'all feel about that. This kind of goes along with red flag laws.
But go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
Go ahead.
There's already laws in place for that, man. There's already laws in place that if you acting, if you writing and threatening type shit and you talking about killing folks and stuff, man, a judge will issue a warrant and they can come to your house and get you.
Now, do you feel that there's a system strong enough for it to be, a rapid response, prior to an event going, wrong or whatever? And what extent is that a good thing? What extent, like sometimes, a dude, I own many guns, and somebody overhear me saying, "I'll kill that motherfucker," just because, I don't know, culturally we say shit like that within,
Right.
the type of people I'm around and shit. Man, I'll shoot that motherfucker in his motherfucking head.
But
Just on some
different.
shit. And then somebody could hit up my door and say, hey, somebody reported that you were acting or being outlandish and violent, and take all my shit and lock me up.
That's why I don't like red flag laws, though.
But I understand what you're saying. But his father knew that he
Yes.
had firearms in house. That father should have been responsible enough to make sure those firearms were taken away from his house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And on top of that, if you know your son has mental illness, why not? I don't know. I think
My son, the point of that is being responsible. Again, that falls back under being responsible. Both my daughter and my son own AR-15s. They both do. They both got really nice AR-15s, and guess where they're at? In my gun safe.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? They're not toys, and they can't just on a whim go and get to them. There are a couple of firearms that are you know, but I took the responsibility of teaching my children, and I keep an eye on my children, and I keep up with what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not their friend at all.
Right.
I'm their
That's why
parent.
I said I think that was the father's fault, because if
Yes.
you knew your child has firearms and you know he has a mental illness, why would you allow him to still have them in his bedroom and be allowed to lock his door?
Well, that's the thing. He wasn't a fucking 15-year-old.
It does
He was a
not
grown-ass
matter.
man.
It does not matter. It's his father's home.
I hear that, but Zach, I see what you wrote. The young man did apparently purchase the AR after he was already diagnosed and been seeing help. That's fucking nuts. That
So
the system that we have can't catch something like that. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
Well,
because
yeah.
of HIPAA laws.
They
Yeah,
can.
HIPAA laws prevent
They
that.
can. So I'm gonna say
It's
this,
HIPAA
and I
laws.
gotta jump out. My battery's gonna die. Our system is set up to stop these people, but the powers that be do want certain people to have guns to do what they're gonna do. So society will say we don't feel safe and we need our guns taken away, so we can feel safe as a society. There is more cases. If you go back and look at most of these school shootings, there the local police department knew, teachers knew, everybody knew that this person was going to do what they're going to do, but it's designed to let them do it, so society will say, take away our guns, we don't feel safe anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's even here. The Oxford shooting. They had a meeting with that young man and his parents. What the school system should have did was send his ass home and have him get an evaluation, and then had him come back to
Exactly.
school once he got cleared medically. But instead, he takes the gun out of his parents' house, puts it in his book bag, and when his parents leave, he shoots up to school. If they know what's going on, he had pictures that he drawn with people dying. They all knew it, but still
He
they let
gave
him do
plenty
it.
signs.
The Americans know what they doing.
But it still falls back on the parents, though.
Sometimes these
That's
parents
true.
are afraid of the fucking kids.
The parents knew. So what the parents should have done was had their shit locked up.
I agree, but at the same time, if you have a meeting with that child and that child is showing that he has that type of instinct, then the school is supposed to take it upon their responsibility to kick his ass out until he get evaluated further by professionals before he can even come back in that school. Because at that point, you're dealing with other children and other parents that possibly could lose a child.
I'm gonna tell you how this rolls. I'm gonna tell you how this rolls. If I found out today that my son was doing that kind of shit, talking about killing folks and doing this crazy stuff, every firearm in the house would be locked up, and he would be going and seeing a doctor first thing in the morning. I'm just telling you straight up. We going to get help. We going to fix this. That is the responsibility of the father. No matter what, that is the responsibility of the parents to handle this situation, to not put people in jeopardy. And I'm not going to. I teach my son every day. Because he works with me, right? During summertime, he's working with me, doing these lawns and stuff. And I talk to him every day about all these things, and I question him on things, just to see where his mind's at. You know what I'm saying? And that's the responsibility of parents, man, period.
What you have are these parents who say it's just a phase they're going through, or what they want, they'll say, oh, we'll pray it away. You can't pray crazy away. There's nothing. They're a nut. And you just have to take responsibility for that and sit there and say, nah, my kid needs help, and lock all your shit up.
Exactly.
A lot of parents. I mean, it's just like that one that kid that shot up that elementary school or whatever. His mom was taking him to the range, bought him guns because she thought that was going to help him. No, all you was doing was setting him up to go out there and shoot all these kids. You were training him to pretty much do it. And she didn't, I don't think she knew what she was doing, but it was stupidity on her part. And he killed her first. She was his first target. Yeah, it's crazy, man. But parents need to sit there and look at it and say, you know what? if you see your child is not acting right, get your child some damn help. You know, get him help. Don't sit around saying, you know, he's going to be all right. We're going to pray it away or whatever, you know. Get him some damn help. Take him somewhere and lock your shit up.
True, I agree.
That's the biggest thing. If you do have firearms in the house, make sure that you are the only one that has access to them, and any other adult, manageable adult. You know, if you see anything coming, if you see any weird shit, you know, if Alex acts up, and you know a teenager want to buck up every now and again,
Something going on.
safes like around the house, or going to the safe.
Yeah, something going on.
He loses
Yep.
range.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
yeah.
I heard my name.
Ain't nobody worry about you. So,
Hey, right.
the other day, what was it that he did, and he wasn't supposed to go to the range? He didn't clean his room.
No, he was upset that I woke him up earlier for school.
Oh, so he had an attitude.
So he had like this morning attitude. And then I was just like, well, you losing range time. And I know that hurt his feelings. But then he was trying to negotiate, and I'm like, no, because you gotta learn how to control your temper. You're at this point
Right.
where your hormones are changing, and you're now
You ain't got no back.
See, there you go.
There
Bye.
you go.
Good night. Enjoy your evening. Say
gonna
goodbye to
lose a whole
everybody.
nother weekend.
That's why my family don't be putting out videos and shit.
I know because of his hormones, his attitude is changing. I know at times he is going to try to tell me that he has quality control with us to where I have to take something like our firearms or even range time away from him to make him understand until you fall in line with your hormones or your attitude,
Testosterone. Men have testosterone.
then we just going to have this issue.
Yeah, and I don't, you know, I don't fuck around like that. You know, the second that he gets in an argument, it happens. The second he gets into an argument with his mom, everything goes in that big safe.
Yep.
Anyway, even my
Yeah.
nighttime gun, like my everyday carry, where I keep on my nightstand, even that I won't keep it there no more till he chills the fuck out. You know, usually it's a day. You know, it's just like something happened with school or something. Usually it's a day. But I didn't take those precautions every fucking time. You know what I'm saying? It's just
I agree with that. That's very responsible. We should all be more
Airplane.
like that.
Airplane.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to get shot.
I agree. Yeah, no, for real.
That's why
For real.
I do that shit.
Yeah, Billy, don't make it
I
too much.
definitely was thinking the same type of thing. Kids are emotional, man.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
man.
even say this: kids are gonna make bad decisions. So if you could take some of the opportunity of decision away, yeah, that's the best way.
Yeah, that's the
You
biggest
ain't gonna
part.
try and shoot me.
Exactly. Because if I gotta, you know, get up in your face and shit, I know your feelings are gonna be hurt. And you gonna be thinking, you know how 12, 13 year old be like, kill him.
Yeah, come
I
on.
did that shit when I was a kid. Not with my own guns though. You have to find something.
This is gonna sound a little weird, but backwards. How come you didn't comb your beard that one time on the live? You do it all morning and then you don't do it at night?
I'm gonna be going to bed. It's gonna get all ruffled up anyway.
I know it sounded a little weird, but
Why you worried about backwards beard? That's
I'm
what's
so-
weird. That's the part what's weird.
Here. Let me comment real quick.
Do it again. Do it one more time.
There you go.
One more time.
There you go. Edge it on.
God damn. Hey, listen, man. We had a good fucking talk, a good debate, a good conversation.
sorry
And
to end it awkwardly.
yeah, no, it's fun, man. We always gotta end with laughs and enjoy while we're here, man. So shout out to everybody who left a comment. I apologize. My screen is still frozen over here. So I don't know who's saying what, except for on
You didn't
Erica's
pay
phone.
the bill.
Yeah, I did pay it actually today. Either way, I love conversations like this, man, because you really, there's no right and there's no wrong. So we can all express our feelings and our side of things, but at the end of the day, we walk away understanding that there are other appealing opinions and emotions from other people, and we gotta respect that. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? If anything, we might not enjoy each other's presence, style, face, culture, but it's easy to respect each other's opinions on things. You know. So if anybody took anything away, take that away tonight. Thank you for hanging out with us. Don't
Your beard does look sexy. Don't
you
get
sure
jealous.
you
Don't
grab
get
that
jealous.
shit with a piece of your finger. You swipe that shit like a fucking vagina. Your beard is sexy.
Dang, man.
This is the worst.
I'm sorry.
Listen, folks.
I can make mine move.
That's like
You
the
know.
glitter right there.
Get
All
outta
right,
here.
all right.
Fucked up. Pastor Ray is on here. You can't talk like that. Either way, listen. If anybody is unaware, tickets for Arm 4 go live this Friday at 8 p.m. if I'm right, somewhere around there. Tickets will be live, same price as last year, and it's building bigger, bigger, and bigger. And we're gonna have, Skilly, you said you didn't just say what?
No, I ain't saying that. I was gonna wait till you got done.
Okay,
Go ahead.
so tickets are on sale, y'all. And with the ticket purchase, you get your hotel information to get into the host hotel or wherever hotel you choose to be in. This year, it is in the Dayton, Ohio area or Southwest Dayton. And
Skilly said it was on a cruise.
we doing that in 2029.
Oh.
Arm 9 is on out of Vero Beach,
But I found
Florida.
these results on search.
Just teasing. Either way, man. Shout out to y'all. Anybody got something?
Hey, how much was the tickets last year? Because I didn't go, unfortunately.
125.
Okay, gotcha.
All
That
inclusive.
include both events or just one?
Everything. Yeah, we don't separate. 125. You get to do whatever the hell we got going on.
Gotcha.
You
Yeah,
just
man.
can't come to the women's conference. Your wife could.
Oh yeah, you can't come to the women's conference.
Yeah, you can't go.
I ain't want to be around a bunch of women anyway, Erica. Now, don't start with me now. Tonight.
Is that the part where y'all learn how to make sandwiches?
Warm ones, cold ones, all delectable styles.
We learn how to bury bodies.
Oh shit. So on that note, man, we had a great
We
time.
learn
I
how to
appreciate
make a
everybody.
rose bush.
We'll talk to y'all Wednesday.
Where did Airplane go?
I don't know. You know, he been his phone been in and out all night.
Oh,
You
no.
know, so
He down there.
Oh.
Hey, Airplane, hopefully your cousin was right about that truck. Hopefully you get it back in the same condition. Airplane probably had a Benji box in that truck.
let me
Think
tell you
that-
something.
Pull
If
out.
he ain't got that truck back by now, that truck is in pieces somewhere. They
You
don't.
know where it is in pieces. Skilly, you ratting yourself out. You said too much. All right, y'all. We have a good night. Talk to y'all later.
Skilly, hit me up. I need some